This is David Kurtz for TPM Media.
Yeah, very good. Okay.
We're here with former Pennsylvania Senator Rick Santorum, Politico-sponsored breakfast. There was a lot of talk today about some of the structural impediments that conservatives are facing right now.
Yeah,
Describe those to me.
I wouldn't say impediments. Look, I tip my hat to the left. They have taken the wealth that many on the left have gained as a result of the new economy that we see in America today, around the world today, and they have reinvested it in what they believe in, which is government. And when you reinvest in government, you don't pay more taxes. When you reinvest in government, you give money to organizations that believe in big government. You give money to organizations that believe in growing the size and scope of and control, in my opinion, of the government of the United States. And they've done that. They've gone out and invested and created a huge amount of infrastructure. Billionaires who have dedicated themselves to building a political infrastructure. On top of that, building on top of what they already have, a cultural infrastructure in Hollywood to get left-wing ideas and cultural shaping events that support their worldview. And they've gone out and been very aggressive and very effective. And I give them credit. There's no impediment to Republicans. There's no impediment to conservatives. It's simply a matter of commitment.
You talked also, there was a lot of discussion about campaign finance laws being an impediment, if not an impediment, a challenge, and also the new technology and the left adapting it quickly.
Look, I don't think the left, candidly, I don't think the left is adapting the technology quicker. They just have more money to take advantage of it. I think Republicans actually, I look at my campaign. My campaign was head and shoulders technology-wise beyond my opponent or anybody else's, for that matter. The technology is out there, and it's a matter of using that technology. They're not ahead. They don't have technology that we don't have. They're just simply investing more money to utilize it. So I give them credit for doing that. So this is just a matter of how bad you want it, and the other side wants it badly. They see this as an opportunity to really shape and shift the culture. They've got a presidential candidate who is hard left. They've got a Congress led by the hard left, and this is an opportunity for them to really see a leap, I would say, hugely backward for America in passing a lot of legislation that will reshape the culture in the country.
Last question. There was talk on the panel, some disagreement about whether there was a dearth of ideas now on the conservative side. Where do you come down on that?
I mean, the dearth of ideas on the Democratic side, I mean, my goodness. I mean, to listen to Barack Obama, it's like listening to, George McGovern. I mean, there's nothing new. I mean, this is the old socialist rag that's been out there. Government's going to solve your problem. Government's going to take away your pain. Government's going to take care of you're not going to have to struggle anymore. You're not going to have to make a decision between spending your money on this and that, because we're going to take care of everything. I mean, this siren song has been around, for in American politics now for a solid 40 or 50 years, and there's absolutely nothing new about what they want to do. Nothing new. Whereas Republicans, I think, to our credit, have sort of morphed away from the Goldwater idea that really, government just needs to be smaller. It needs to do less. It needs to be doing doing nothing except what its core functions are. To a party, by and large, and there are elements still, by the way, left in the party like that, to a party that, by and large, says, look, we need to restructure the way we do programs, or the way government functions to actually create the kind of incentives or create the kind of help and programs that give that authority give that power to solve these problems to folks closer to people, or to the family, or to the individual themselves. And we have tons of programs out there that do that. We have tons of ideas that go out there to do that. They get rid of the big bureaucracies and the top-down way of solving problems. We just have not been particularly effective. We have been effective. I mean, welfare reform is a classic example of that. That's exactly what we did with welfare reform, and it's worked. It's worked well. It's exactly what we did with crime. It's worked, and it's worked well. We haven't solved the crime program because the federal government grew in the area of crime. No, we solved it because we'd be able to provide tools at the local level to be able to solve these problems. So, again, we just have to be, a little bit more.
Have to want it more?
We have to want it more, and we have to put the resources to do it. Thanks.
Thank you. David Kurtz for TPM Media with former Pennsylvania Senator Rick Santorum.